everybody, it's me, Liv. I am so sorry that I've been MIA. I recently got this sketchbook over at Hobby Lobby, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and make a page. Since it is the first page that I'm making in this journal, and I'm most likely going to be using this journal, as you see here, as an up and down, and doing different designs per page. Now, I have tons of rice paper in my stash, so I figured let me just go ahead and make a really simple rice paper mixed journal page. I love the Stamperia rice paper glue. I think it works really, really well. So I'm just taking different pieces of the glue there. Now, I tend to be a messy crafter. If you're new to my channel, that is not something for you to be completely surprised by. So you can actually see a little bit of the blue that I picked up in my paintbrush because I didn't clean my mat underneath. Now, if you are someone who does not necessarily like when things bleed through, I would highly suggest you take a little bit of time to make sure that you clean up your space. But I figured it's all part of the design. I don't really mind a little bit of imperfection here and there. So all I'm doing here is, again, gluing various pieces down. So while I get all these sheets down, you may have been wondering, why did I suddenly disappear? For anyone who does follow my channel, right, more regularly. For those who don't know, I am an educator, and so our academic year has restarted. And I find that the first beginning period of time when we get restarted to classes is super overwhelming and stressful to me. And so I often do not have time to come down into my craft room and get started on doing lots of different projects. This is one of the reasons I figured a nice and quick page was something that I'd be able to accomplish without too much stress. The reason I'm doing rice papers like this is, again, there's no particular rhyme or reason as to why I'm doing it. It is just because I want to get different colors, different textures, and my only goal here is to try to really keep most of the rice paper centered into the page and not necessarily going out too much to the edges. That is one of my goals here. Now, I am going to go ahead and splatter. You see, I put a white paper right in front of it so that I don't get the other pages dirty as I'm doing this. This is just using some Distress Oxide inks. Then I'm going to be moving into using my stencil. And since I have this stencil in my stash, I'm just going to go ahead and use some of the Stamperia volume paste. Love the way that this actually sits on paper and smooth. It's a great paste if you don't like a paste that's too grainy, that dries well and spreads nicely. So kind of my new paste fave right now. So again, using white because I did feel like I wanted a pop of white on this. Many of you know I'm not a huge white fan, but it does add, when I use it more as a splatter and or with using it for texture, it really works well. Now I'm going to say I messed up over here. I accidentally moved my stencil way too quickly, and because I did that, I ended up messing up the design. I'm going to fix it. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just going to go ahead and get all these down. So while I didn't necessarily actually intend to put any rice paper over here on this side, because I messed this up, guess what? Just going to cover it with some rice paper. I flattened out the design there, and I'm using a couple of other ones that I felt I smudged a little bit to, put all over the paper. I used a quick heat gun here to dry everything off, and you can see how it's building up. So now I'm just going to focus on a little bit of stamping and then creating my focal point. I don't think it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm going to do at this point, so I'm going to cue a little bit of music as we get it all together. here's the finished page. Love just all the different texture that you get, all the different layers. Super quick and easy background that we created in about 7 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.